I want to get where you guys stand on this. We're going to talk about this more on Friday after everyone has seen it, because one of the weakest parts of this movie is the third act.
Mm-hmm.
The third act of this film is so weak. There is something that happens in the third act where I just rolled my eyes. It's supposed to be like this amazing moment, and I completely rolled my eyes. So maybe we should change our header here. Maybe we should change the header for a minute, and I can edit this.
Yeah, you might as well just put spoilers in at this point.
Since
I've already spoiled everything anyway, so.
No. We haven't spoiled everything. We haven't talked about the third act, but I want to discuss it for a minute. So we are now in spoiler territory, folks. So,
not deep spoiler, but we'll spoil a thing or two.
Not deep spoilers, but spoilers. All right. It all comes down to Shuri has to take the sort of purple juice that turns you into Black Panther, and she goes off into sort of the spirit realm or whatever. And you think, well, obviously she's going to see T'Challa. Who does she end up seeing?
Killmonger.
Yeah,
right.
Killmonger. Yeah.
Instead,
so you're making us spoil it. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm making you guys spoil it. I'm not going to think. But I think it's funny
that you won't pay me now that I've spoiled it.
Well, we'll see about that. But no, it just seeing like, first of all, it was kind of weird because they make her take that purple juice, and it was just like, I remember Letitia Wright was trending a couple times because she wouldn't take the vaccine. Remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember when that happened?
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't care. I'm like, oh, it's her body, her choice. She can do what she wants.
Dude, not just trending. She was getting mad hate for not taking the vaccine.
Did she shut down her Twitter account for a little bit?
Yeah. They were on her, man.
Oh my God, so annoying. This is why I can't stand Twitter.
You know how the vaccine Nazis are, dude. Like they were on her.
Yeah. But so she takes that, she goes off in this realm, she becomes the Black Panther. Okay, no surprise. Black Panther now is Shuri. And she fights Namor. And I thought it was the most ridiculous fight. I'd like to hear you guys talk about it for a little bit. This fight. I just thought it just looked nonsensical to me. I got to take a quick break. I'll be right back. I'll be able to hear you. Yeah, I'm throwing this out there.
You got one me. I get it.
I will be right back. I will be right.
Yeah, go ahead, Alan.
I'm thinking about it. I honestly, I don't think I had that big a problem with it. And I think at that point, I was really appreciating the, where Shuri's head was at that point. The thing about this movie is it's about revenge and it's about loss and grief, and they kind of went that direction with it. I'm not saying it was the right direction to go, but at least they made a very bold statement, and it was her need for vengeance that made her this fatally flawed character, which was something I was at least glad to see in this. And so the final fight, you have to take down the bad guy somehow. And I think the point there was she did it in the Black Panther way. And I was okay, but I'll temper it with, this movie should have been a whole lot better than it was. And so I think at that point I was going, okay, I'll accept what I'm seeing at this moment.
So personally, I don't really have an issue with that in fight. Like I thought she outsmarted Namor, and she basically got the upper hand on him, right? Mm-hmm. Like you said, she had an arc. She was on a revenge kick, right? Like where T'Challa was like, this noble leader, she was led by something else, right? She was led by revenge and heartbreak, and like I said, very flawed. Which I at least like that they gave her some depth, right? So I don't have the issue Chris has with it. I just feel like overall, if I did have an issue, is the fact that there's an energy, right? And it would have been different watching, like, say, even Killmonger fight Namor than watching her fight Namor. You know, like it didn't feel like you didn't feel the punches, you didn't feel the impact, you didn't feel the, you know, like kick his ass, right? Like you didn't feel that.
I think you're making the big point. The issue was Namor. It was the villain she was up against, and I think you're going to see that whenever you see Letitia Wright's performance, it rise and fell based on who she was playing against.
Oh yeah,
every time she was with Angela Bassett, you know, or Winston Duke, her performance is elevated. But you know, you have this major fight at the end with Namor, and he's not quite living up to his character either, and that's where it really falls flat at that point.
Yeah, and so I don't have a lot of issues with the fight itself. I just feel like, again, because the villain didn't hold up his part of the film, that's why the fight felt flat, if nothing else.
I'll tell you the big issue I have, a huge issue, and maybe I'll get some crap for this or whatever, and this is kind of a big spoiler. Black Panther / Shuri gets stabbed with a spear through the torso.
Oh yeah.
And then right after, she's fine. She basically gets Reva'd, to call back a reference to the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, where Reva, the character, gets a lightsaber to the chest and then is perfectly fine. I don't know that this is that is a serious wound and injury. Mm-hmm. I don't think that it's not explained in the film exactly.
It's kind of, but it's a weak explanation. Basically, the suit is saving her, basically.
But it's utterly ridiculous. Yeah. It's ridiculous. I don't buy it. It takes away, like, so people can just get stabbed right in the torso.
Well, and in all fairness too, though, she did drink the flower or whatever that thing is that give the Black Panther's power. So, and from my knowledge of the Black Panther, he does have healing abilities.
Rapid healing.
It's ironic, considering he dies in the film of a disease, but
which doesn't make sense. I just feel like they conveniently make up rules when at least it should be established. Like, I feel like that should have been something. Maybe she heals from it later, whatever. But like, the fact that it was so quickly happens is ridiculous. I think it makes it that there's no stakes, that something like that can happen to your character and they suffer no consequences. So then what's the point? What are we watching? Nothing in this fight matters. I mean, even Namor gets almost like
well, I wouldn't say it didn't matter, because if she had killed him, and you know, spoiler again, obviously.
I know. Oh, major spoilers here. All right.
Look, but has she killed him, right, and went back to where her people were, her people would have been dead. So there were stakes. If they would have saw Namor not with her or just gone, it would have been revenge. And
well, I mean, that's your point, Chris. The stakes wasn't getting stabbed in the stomach. It was the decision she made afterwards, which was the stakes. And but it was misfocused and misdirected stakes at that point.
Right. And as much as I love when you go to the bar and we'll get chicken wings, I wonder if Namor wings are going to be like a thing that people, because Namor suffers an injury in the film.
Yeah. Well, that's
true. You know, if Disneyland were smart, they would have Namor wings.
They would. Oh my God, that's horrific.